Today we're going over housing inventories, an article about that today in Real Estate Daily. Welcome everyone, my name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, mortgage, and the housing market. Now, all you guys out there that have a house to sell, what I have below for you is a seller's guide to how to sell your house. Go check it out. You can download it for free. All you have to do is click the link below and then just follow it to that landing page, put in your email address, and you can get that guide. If you're a buyer, we have exactly the same thing for you, except it's a buyer's guide. How the whole program works from A to Z, how to pick the right agent, what to expect, what actual market we're in. We want to get that information out to you guys out there. Let's get this done. Now, before we jump into anything, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Boom, 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 boom. We jumped in. My producer couldn't handle it for a few minutes. All right, here's a DS News article. It's very interesting. It says, housing inventory making a quick recovery. And when I read these things, I kind of cringe because they start picking little information from these different websites. Now, the three main websites out there, real estate websites, is Realtor.com, Zillow, and Redfin. And it's funny because they all come out and they're all a little bit different. Any of you out there who have a home, do me a favor, go to each website and put your address in, and you will see three completely different values for your properties. This is one of the reasons why 2 out of 3, Redfin and Zillow, got out of the iBuying because they just got slaughtered. They couldn't figure out how to sell a house, how to buy a house, and it just didn't make any sense when you continue to lose money every single quarter. All right, so let's do a deep dive on this. All right, so here are some of the highlights of the Realtor.com information that they just put out. It says, here's the data is highlighted by Realtor.com. The median sales home price is up almost 8% from a year ago to $415,000. So now we're up. We've said this in the past, and we went over it yesterday. Year over year in December, the housing market was up 6%. So all these predictions of crash it's just all BS. It's just all media wanting to sell clicks and to get people to read their articles. It's all garbage. All right, so it says active listings have jumped 68%. Now, active listings jumped 68%, but new listings are down 16%. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's back that up. How is active listings jump up 67%, but new listings are down 16%? That does not make sense, and this article does not make sense. Every week I go over in our local MLS and I put the numbers out. What are the numbers? Active listings on a week-to-week basis. I put out solds on a week-to-week basis and a median home prices. We saw a peak, after the fourth quarter. Let's back it up. In the fourth quarter, a lot of people do not want to sell their homes because they don't want people to go and walk through and strewn through their homes during the holidays. You have Thanksgiving, you have Veterans Day, then Thanksgiving, then you have Christmas, and then you have New Year's. After New Year's, you usually have a 2-week period of shaking off the holidays, and then we start seeing inventory go up. Well, it was no different this year. That's what we saw. So we saw inventory kind of bump up in January and then peak out on the second week of February. It's usually up maybe 67%, right? You have new listings at the market, but ultimately you have people who take their home off, put it on hold, and then put it back on the market. And that's where I believe the active listings seen that jump. There were just people that took it off and then they're comparing it to the fourth quarter when they took it off and they put it back on in the first quarter. Well, what's more important is new listings, because as we're seeing, new listings are down 16%. Wow, that is an enormous drop in listings. New active listings, that is not good. That just shows you that inventory is extremely tight. We're just not seeing it there. And that's why here in Southern California, we have multiple offers, or what we do is we have sellers that have just these crazy expectations, put the house on the market for way over market, hoping to get something. If they don't get it, then they slowly go down to the market. And I've seen this many times on the higher end homes. That's why I think that the higher end market, the $1 million, 2 plus here in Orange County, and then the million plus in LA County. That's why we're seeing them sit longer on the market, because they have unreal expectations, or they will sell if they throw the Hail Mary pass out there and if they get somebody to buy their house. So that's what we're seeing here. Let's go over this. It says medium day a home is on the market, increased 23 days, a total of 67. Well, yeah, again, when you put your house on the market and then you take it off, some of those days are counted. And if those days are counted, then that's where we're seeing the rise in days on market. Also, a bunch of people just threw, again, like I said, on the higher end side, people are throwing stuff out there, seeing if they get this Hail Mary big dollar payout so they can move somewhere where they can afford it. They don't get it. It kind of sits on the market and they slowly lower the price. It says the share of active listings with price reductions rose only 7.6. So we're not, year over year, we're just not seeing it. So last year in January, we had no Fed tightening. We were still printing money, right? And we still saw the home market go, housing market go up and up and up. This year, it's exactly the opposite. The narrative is all different. Yet we're only seeing 7.6% have reductions on prices. And again, what I see is those are the properties that actually are in the higher end zone. They're not in the lower end zone. So this is what I get out of this article here on DS News. They're quoting some of the information that we're pulling off of Realtor.com, who's actually up for sale, by the way. News Corp is selling it. They're just trying to sell it at this point. So with that being said, let's jump into the next article. All right, so mortgage rates, this is from Orange County Register. Mortgage rates jumped 6.65%, up 4 weeks in a row. Yes, and like I said before, and I've been saying week after week, this was a shock back in October when rates just shot up. And then when they went down in the middle of November all the way through February, we saw the buying spree, especially in January. We saw a lot of people jump in, buy it. We're still seeing it in February. But as rates go up, people are getting used to these rates. They know that if the property sits on the market, then they can go and ask for what's called a 2-1 buy down, meaning that they can reduce the rate for the first year or two on the property. And at that point, they can go look for a refi window. And many predict out there that rates will be in the 4s sometime in the next 12 months and possibly in the 3s in the next 12 months. So as long as you have a job and you have good credit, you can see that monthly payment go down. So that's what we're seeing here. This is not a shock to anyone. The only one that keeps reporting it as a shock is the media. It's not a shock to buyers out there. They're in groves looking for houses here in Southern California. All right, before I jump into the next article, do me a favor, hit that like button. Boom, we want to like this. If you like this content, do me a favor, hit that like button. All right, this is a little fun article I want to read real quick. Can you now buy a fraction of a house? Should you? Well, this is the future. And anyone out there that thinks crypto is not the future is a fool. You will be sadly mistaken that cryptocurrencies, digital assets, NFTs, and fractional tokenization of everything is on its way. And before this decade is out, you will be shocked what's happening. The financial system will have completely changed. Every aspect of your life will have changed, including how to buy a house. Now, AI is going to probably take over the mortgage industry. Mortgage industry it's like an industry that you're just calling over the phone. You can get anyone to do that. Pick up the phone, have a pleasant conversation, then send out an app, and then you app it out that way. Humans out there in mortgage industry, only the best lenders will be around because they actually keep their clients close. All these fly-by-night Johnny-come-latelys that just were there for the refi market and then now are flipping burgers or stocking shelves are just not there anymore. And with that being said, we don't need them here anymore. There's no reason for them. Let's have artificial intelligence take over, give the best rates out there, and not be biased on how much money that's going in their pockets, but what is best for the buyer. And that is very important. That's why I tell every single person, you need to shop the rate every time. Do not take anything for granted. I don't care if it's your relative, it's your neighbor, it's a family friend, it doesn't matter. Go shop the rate. So back to this, fractional real estate, right? So all real estate will be tokenized. And with being tokenized, we're going to see people buy fractions, or we're going to see corporations buy fractions of people's homes. If instead of having a refi, cash out, well, how about I sell some tokens out with a contract saying I can buy those tokens back within 12 to 24 months. If not, then that person, bank, instant financial institution, then owns that fraction of my house, 10%, 15%, whatever that is. It makes so much more sense. And with that being said, then I don't have a bank or a financial institution telling me, well, here's the guidelines I stay within. This is so much easier owning a fraction of a property than it is anything else. Because if that person defaults, then those fractions then can be sold off. They don't have to be foreclosed on. Very interesting. Interesting concept. All right, let's jump into the interest rates. Optimum Blue, we're seeing rates float up. 30-year conforming it went up 8 basis points to 6.8. It's as high as it's been in the last 12 months. We're also looking at FHA up 3 basis points to 6.583. And now we're seeing Jumbo took a drop, almost 10 basis points, which is kind of funny. Now it's sitting in the middle. With all that being said, again, people are already used to it. They already know that we're finding out that rents are going to go up. If you own a rental, you're going to raise the rents every single month, every single year, annually, because you have a cost of living increase, and you've got to pass that on to your tenants. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I really, truly believe that is how you make real wealth out here. I mean, you obviously, besides owning property and land, you also want to diversify, maybe have stock portfolio, crypto portfolio, precious metals, whatever, collectibles. You just want to diversify, making sure that whatever happens out there, that you have control of your destiny. That's why what we talked about, the government wants to really give renters more rights, because they don't want you to have wealth. Think about it. Guys, thank you very much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Any questions, comments. Otherwise, guys, you take care, and I will see you on Monday. Have a safe weekend.